Yo, we're at the next light. No more Black Tears podcast. It's your boy DJ Rose. Don't forget the Mister. We got Vertiz in the crib. We got Juice Man,
Yo, yo, yo.
and we got the host for the night, man. Caesar C's, man. What it do?
It's your host with the most, Caesar C's. What's good, people? NLBT Radio. We are back for another week, man. Sports is always a lot of shit sticking and moving. NFL postseason over. Now moving on to the NBA postseason. But first off, college sports, man. A kind of weird one this week. NCAA for D1 are no longer testing during the postseason and playoffs. So the assumption is during the season, anything cannabis related or marijuana, they're testing, but off season and playoffs, it's just kind of a weird one, man. I'm like, why even announce it? I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. When I got a better understanding of it, and I realized, okay, so they still tested for marijuana during the regular season for the college athletes, but once they get to the postseason and championship games, they can smoke as much as they want. I mean, shit, who gives a fuck? Because only like 5% of them niggas even make it to the postseason, and only like 1% even make it to the fucking championship. So, hey, man, just try to still be careful during the regular season, man, and do your thing. Hopefully this leads to, them not testing in the regular season next year, because they shouldn't be testing for that shit anyway.
March Madness.
Smoke crack, don't you? They want to smoke that crack, that devil's lettuce.
It helps me ease my mind.
Not the devil lettuce.
The devil's lettuce. And the things about it is, like, I can understand if you grew up smoking in high school, things like that. But most of these lames that play sports, they never touched the drug until they got to college. So it's like, why you even start now? You know what I'm saying? It's just dumb. Like, it's not going to make you be cool. You know what I'm saying? Doing drugs is not cool. So just say no.
And then moving on to the NBA, we got a big one for the NBA. Basically loading up the rest of this time slot. Knicks trade for Mikal Bridges, Mr. Reliable, very well-traveled player, pretty good numbers. He hasn't missed a game in a fucking long time.
I think since middle school, maybe, I think.
Something like that, but they say 6-year run, he basically hasn't missed a game. Even when he played the 83 games, he played with Phoenix. So from Phoenix to Brooklyn, and then
he never missed a game, and when he played for the Villanova Wildcats.
474 straight games to begin his career.
So yeah, I don't really know what these long-term trades when you gotta give up a lot of shit in the future is like. I guess that's where you put all your bets on is the future. I don't know if this was a good deal, man.
It was a good deal, man, because who's coming out? The Knicks are going to be good next year. They're going to be good the year after that. They getting their players that will hurt back. Like, who's coming out the next couple of years? Nobody knows. Like Cooper Flagg, the white guy that's going to do. They
say he's nice though.
They say he's probably but they're not going to get the number one pick, so
it don't matter.
So they don't have a chance to get him. So it's like, so the 4 picks that they sent, man. It's whatever, man. I'm glad they got the band back together, man. They want to see
Wildcats in the house.
To see if they can win a chip, because they won a chip in college. So let's see if they can win a chip and bring the New York Knicks back to popularity. You know what I'm saying?
So Mikal Bridges is not a household name, but he's one of them players that Shaq calls the others to help you win a championship. So to give clarification how good this nigga is, he's only one of 4 niggas the last 2 seasons to have 1,500 points, 153 pointers, and 75 steals for the whole season. Like, this is somebody who's averaged between 15 and 20 points the last 2 seasons. He was with the Suns when they made it to the finals the year they lost to the Bucks. Got traded to the Nets, instantly became one of the best players on the team, if not the best player. Was up for Defense Player of the Year a couple years ago. So he's one of the top defenders on the perimeter. This is a great trade for the Knicks. Because if you're going to beat Boston, guess what you need? You need perimeter defenders, people that can guard Tatum and Brown. And guess what? He can do that. He can guard the niggas a little bit. And the way the Knicks play, like the Knicks is a gritty, tough, defensive-minded team. Everyone does their job. Mikal Bridges fits that system. And they need a number 2 scoring option. He can be that scoring option. He can shoot the 3 ball. I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see what the niggas look like, especially if they come back healthy. Because, last time we saw them, they was not healthy. And this is only the beginning of the offseason. There are still moves to be made.
They won't be. He won't be the number 2 scoring option because it'll be between Randall and because Randall's coming back.
Nah, they need to trade that nigga Randall.
He's coming back though.
They need to trade that nigga.
They're not though. It's gonna be Randall and Bruss, and then he's gonna be number 3 option. They're not gonna trade Randall. I doubt that scene to happen.
I don't know what they're gonna do, but they need to though.
And then stat wise with the Knicks, man, they basically have 16 first round picks all the way up until 2031, and they got 4 next year.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. It's like, man, they pretty much traded Mikal Bridges for some middle schoolers.
So basically, like these next, you might need to start looking at some freshmen, some middle schoolers. Hey, I've been following this kid since he was in 8th grade.
They basically traded him for some middle schoolers. So like, wow.
But yeah, definitely an interesting one to see trade wise. And next, moving on, man, NBA draft, man. It was
boring.
First of all, everybody knows Tommy Davidson. It's a meme and a clip of him on the Breakfast Club. Who are these niggas? Who are all these niggas? Like, I can name maybe 4 or 5 players that I knew directly by name, and then when they started naming
in
schools
the first round.
In the first round.
Wow, you better than me. I knew schools, but I didn't know other than just because I was researching some of them. I didn't know a lot of these people, but I knew the schools that they went to.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not worried about not knowing these niggas because I always feel like when it comes to the draft, unless you're an avid college watcher, you're not supposed to know these niggas. Now, I do know people who watch college basketball, like TTK. Like when we talk about the draft, he pretty much knew 90% of niggas in the first round. But he watches college basketball. He watches high school basketball. He keeps up the overseas shit. And if you keep up all that shit, then cool.
You
But that age of stars, that age of I don't pay attention to this shit, so I'm gonna know some of these niggas, that shit is done. If you wanna know these niggas, guess what? Watch these niggas play.
We watched them play, and you still want to know who they plus. We watch March Madness everywhere. I know I do, but that's still
you got to do more than March Madness.
No, you don't. That's when you want to know. That's where people made their names.
But some of these niggas who got drafted did not do nothing. That's my point. You got to watch.
That's my point. Until this year, unless you was in March Madness, you wouldn't know who these people were.
Back in the day, you could just watch March Madness.
It's not back in the day. It's last year. It's not back in the day. 2 years ago, it's not back in the day.
No, the last
3 years ago, it's not back in the day.
The last 2 drafts have been like this, man. The last 2 drafts have been a draft full of nobodies. That's what I'm saying. It's been drafts of I watch March Madness. I don't know these niggas except for like 1 or 2 niggas. These drafts ain't like that no more, man. Going forward, that shit is over with.
Yeah, but that's not back in the day. 2 years is not back in the day.
I mean, technically, back in 2 years is back in the day to some people.
No, it's not. To a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old.
Like, what do you consider back in the day? But my point is,
10 years ago.
The point is,
that's back in the day.
The point is, hey man, if you want to know who the niggas are, you gotta actually watch the seasons in its entirety. So, I'm not gonna disrespect these niggas like that.
We're not disrespecting them.
So I will say this though.
But he said it right. Who are these dudes? He said it right.
Some of these niggas are very good players.
Yeah. They are right.
They are right. Hey man. So the 3 things I want to take from the draft was the first thing was there was 3 French dudes drafted. There was the dude the Hawks took, Zach, Richard John, Alex Saul, who went to Washington, and some dude named Tej Salon who went to the Hornets. Hey man, you American niggas gotta do better, bro. Like this is crazy, bro. Like 3 of the first 6 niggas was Frenchmen. Like, hey man, Jalen Rose said on Twitter a couple weeks ago. These NBA jobs, they're no longer be American jobs. A lot of you American boys is growing up, y'all not going to play the NBA. Y'all got to step y'all game up. I'm happy the Hawks got who they got. He seems like a good player. Alex Saul, all I got to say is fuck you, buddy, man. Fuck you. I didn't know who he was, but when I kept hearing reports talking about Junior want to play for the Hawks, nigga, Atlanta's a great city to live in. The Hawks got some good young talent. Man, nigga, fuck you, man. Go to Washington and play with Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma, who dates that fucked up looking bitch that got whatever that disease is, and Jordan Poole, who ain't never gonna pass you the fucking ball, and enjoy being in Washington, nigga. So
That was disrespectful.
that was disrespectful. Now, as far as like, I ain't gonna lie, I was surprised the big men are back. I watched the college championship game. Zach Edey, one of those players that I was talking about. You may not know who he is because he was not popular all season long. But man, this man had like 40-something points in the national championship game and 15 fucking rebounds. Like just straight up back in the day post game. Man, he's going to Memphis. He's going to provide them a scoring post option. Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr., Defensive Player of the Year a couple years ago, can go back into his normal position as power forward. That's a good move for them. Donovan Clingan, who was one of the best big men in college basketball last year, he's going to the Blazers. It's going to be interesting to see what the Blazers do with DeAndre Ayton. Are they going to try to be like the T-Wolves and have two big men? Or are they going to be like, you know what, we're going to trade DeAndre Ayton. Atlanta, keep your eyes open. If they trade him, we need to go and be trying to trade for that nigga. And lastly, and man, me and TTK talked about this all season long. Vic is the future of the league. They got to get him some help. Steven Castle, just won a championship at UConn. He did his thing. He's a good perimeter point guard. He's the best defensive guard in this draft. Vic was one of the best defensive players last year as a rookie. Man, hey, I like that pick for the Spurs. The Spurs always made the right moves, so I'm looking forward to see what the Spurs do this regular season.
Yeah, I was surprised by the number of it was in the first round. I don't know when the last time this happened, but it was 7 white boys drafted in the first round.
One of them being guy from what was his name? Holland from the Ignite, from the G League Ignite.
The guy from the G League.
So this, from my recollection of history, this is the first time I've seen 2 first-round picks from the G League, or throughout history. Like I've never seen 2 players be picked in the first round coming up from the G League. So there's that factor.
Yeah, but I was just surprised by that. I was looking at it when I was watching it on my phone. Like, oh yeah, the white boys getting picked up. I was excited for the Lakers pick. I think the Sixers got a good pick. The guy from, I think he went number 3 from Connecticut.
Yeah.
Not Connecticut, but
it was Connecticut. Reed Shepherd?
No, Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky white boy.
Kentucky. Boy, they named they tried to hype him up. Like, man, I can't wait to see him, but I think he's gonna be just like the guy that come off the bench from Indiana. That everybody loved to watch. But man, I don't know, man. But I hope all these guys do well. You know what I'm saying? That we just talking about the first round right now, but we just need to get loop it all in together, man. Brownie went to the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? That's the elephant in the room. You might as well go in and put it in the air. And it's crazy that this word I keep seeing on TV and on internet. Nepotism. Like, y'all ain't said this word now one time ever. I ain't never heard it.
Wait, white people don't do it. They just call them, hey, your legacy. That's what they call it. They call it legacy with the
I know it's an American word, but
no, it's that's a dictionary. That's dictionary shit.
Yeah, but when the last time you ever heard that word mentioned? Like,
it came to politics. Last time somebody used it, they were talking about politics or some shit.
And I'm like, what's up with this word? Like, what's up with this word? I went and looked it up. I'm like, are y'all serious? This happens every day in life, every day in real life, and on Instagram life, on Facebook life. If your family is the man and your family got that paper, your kids gonna come up and they're gonna have an easy way out. That's just plain and simple. White folks been doing this since 1800s. They still got we've been dealing with this for 400 years. Like, but now since LeBron want to get, you know what I'm saying, LeBron, the stand up father figure, the stand up man, black man. No, nothing against him. Shining armor, you know what I'm saying, the night and the saved and day every time. Y'all just try to pick anything y'all can to try to make this man not be the man.
When the head
that's
coach,
whack, man.
When the head coach plays for the team, what can you say? And now his son's on the team. What can you say?
But when you're considered from some people the best player that ever played the game to ever lace him up, then you deserve that. He should have his other son don't even finish high school. He should come to the Lakers too.
I think him being that second round pick, that 50, 56, 58 pick, like it says a lot. Like especially because they drafted somebody else that first round, he's definitely gonna be on the end of the bench biding his time. Like we'll see.
Only thing I want to see, I mean, shouts out to him, man. He's a stand-up guy. He's a wonderful person from all of what I see. If there's something that we don't know about, he's Batman. Because we don't know nothing about it. And I love it for him. I love it to him. You know what I'm saying? I love it for him.
To your point, Rose, I'm not a fan of nepotism, but it happens every day in America. My only issue with this conversation, nepotism, is why is we bringing it up now? We got plenty of NBA executives, coaches, they use nepotism. There's plenty of people like, man, me and TTK, we joke all the time about Donis.
Exactly.
They're like, that nigga Donis, bro, he got a whole clip, like a whole minute, 2 minutes of highlights of just stuff he be doing that be fucked up. Like this nigga checked in the game one time, started clapping for the ball. And it's like, nigga, you ain't got no bag. Like, it's just funny, man, to like, why are we bringing it up now? I would say this, man. This just shows LeBron's greatness, man. To play this long in basketball, because we haven't seen this since baseball with the Griffies. But baseball is a whole different sport because niggas play forever. For you to play 20 years at this level, for you to for your son to get drafted, and for you to be able to play with your son, like, that's a beautiful thing. Like, they dropped the commercial, like, the same night as the draft of him and Bronny. The commercial was dope. They was playing each other in one-on-one or whatever. I thought that was amazing. I know everyone has their own opinion of Bronny. From what I've heard and from what I saw in college last year, do I think he was NBA ready? No. But I've heard some people like TDK, he feel like Bronny, game was not meant for college. His game was meant for the NBA. So we'll see. But guess what? At the end of the day, it's going to be cool to see it. And can I just say this for all the people listening? If you mad about Bronny getting picked at the 55th pick in the second round, it's the NBA. Once you get to the second round, it's very rare you draft somebody of significance. Every once in a while, you get a Dennis Rodman, a Draymond Green, and a Nikola Jokic. But it's the 55th pick. After Bronny got picked, only 3 niggas got called. This is the equivalent of we the NFL draft 7th round and we the third to the last pick. My nigga. It might be better that you did not get drafted and just go to these teams as a rookie free agent because, bruh, ain't nobody significant. Bronny didn't take nobody's significant job. Like, that job, most of these times, when you get drafted that late, they cut these niggas.
I'm about to say, he didn't even make the team yet.
They cut these niggas.
Like, he still got to basically try out.
Yeah, he still got to try. So, if you mad about it, man, you just mad because you just don't like LeBron. So, shout out to LeBron and Bronny, man. And to Rose's point, LeBron ain't never had no dirt on his name we heard about. And from what everyone says, Bron is a good kid.
Hey, bro, I see the meme, though, before we move on to the next segment. There was a meme that said, hey, LeBron is now one of the players that is now fucking one of his other teammates' moms.
Like, but the real thing is, like, LeBron James Jr. When you asking for the ball from your dad, when you're on the practice squad, or in the game, what are you gonna call him?
Ron, Daddy, Father, and it wasn't Austin Powell, Baja.
What are you gonna call him to get the ball? Like, come on, like, that's all I want to know. They need to mic him up every game.
It's gonna be. They should make a special where it's just gonna be like,
who's your daddy?
Legacy. Hey, it's gonna be hosted by Ron Bergman. Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell's gonna narrate that shit. But
hey, one last thing. Hey, y'all think this was something? Wait for 2 more years, maybe 3 at the most, till Bryce get in the league.
Bryce got the size.
When I heard Bryce got the size, and he got the game, if Bryce can get in the league and all 3 of them in the league, LeBron ain't gonna lie, you might be the GOAT.
On the tip.
Yeah.
If you still playing.
Yeah, like if he's still doing what he's doing now, like, whoa. Yeah, Braun.
Braun. But yeah, moving on to free agency, man. I got a few names I'm gonna point out real quick. I got 3. I got DeMar DeRozan. Definitely coming out the Bulls. We got what's the dude from Miles Bridges from the Hornets? Miles Bridges from the Hornets.
Oh, Miles Bridges.
He was averaging. Shit, I mean, bro's fucking averaging some pretty good numbers. So we're talking about 21 points averaging, and then my other pick is Lonzo Ball. So those are my 3. Excuse me for being biased. Bulls they did some shit during the season. I like those 2 players though, but Lonzo Ball and DeRozan, they said DeRozan is going to really determine what the Bulls do moving forward. So that's going to be a big factor. Those are my 3 picks. Free agency. Shit, it's a lot of good actual names coming up, man, and the list isn't even done yet. But, I mean, shit, we'll see.
I mean, where do you want them to go? Where do you think they can help out?
DeRozan probably – they need to just go ahead and pay that money and fucking sign DeRozan. You're not going to get another player. He has the championship experience. When he's healthy, he puts up the fucking numbers. So I would like to see him stay. Especially with that Caruso trade they just had. They got Giddey. I think him signing back and along with Ball, I think they could actually be the number 4, number 3 in the East. I can see that. And then Bridges, man, he probably needs to just go somewhere else, honestly. The Hornets they don't really build like they're supposed to. So I can see him going to maybe the Suns, something like that, maybe somewhere. I can see him doing something with the Suns. I feel like he would work in that field. Besides that, man, I really ain't got nothing else.
So first, I want to talk about the Hawks making that trade. Hey, man, that was a good trade for the Hawks, man. You got 2 first-round picks, both unprotected. You got, 2 decent players that could probably contribute. But what people don't understand, the NBA ain't like the NFL. When these trades happen in the NBA, man, these trades ain't about making your team better right away. These draft picks are valuable because now, guess who's unhappy? KD. Guess who wants out? KD. The Hawks just acquired 2 first-round picks and some players. Now, if they want to make a run at someone like KD, they can. Should they do that? I'm not saying they should. But the point is, now, whenever a star player is unhappy, the Hawks got 2 first-round picks that don't belong to them, as well as they still got their own first-round picks. So now these deals you see of 3, 4, 5 first-round picks, the Hawks can package those picks and get a player to take them over that next level. So sometimes this ain't checkers, this is chess. I'm making moves to set up shit later on in the game. Man, Paul George, I've heard his name a lot this week. I've heard him linked to the Sixers. I've heard him linked to the Knicks. I've heard him linked to the Magic. This nigga even said on his podcast, he think Paolo is the next nigga. This nigga probably not going back to the Clippers. Paul George, I'm be real, man. You need to go somewhere you can win, bro. Don't go to the Warriors. Don't go to the Knicks. Don't go to the Magic. Don't stay in LA. Take your ass to the Sixers, man. If you still think you one of them guys, you, Tyrese Maxey, who's a restricted free agent, but in the NBA, if you're a restricted free agent, you go back to your team if you're good enough. And Joel Embiid, y'all good enough to win a championship. And lastly, man, I can't believe I'm going to talk about this fuck nigga, but I'm going to talk about him, though. Kawhi. You an unrestricted free agent, bro. What the fuck you finna do, man?
Get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out of there.
Like this, this is going to show me a lot about you, Kawhi. Because if you go back to the Clippers, this shows me you don't care about basketball no more. You just want to be at home, and you just want to get paid your money, and you just want to fuck white bitches. But if you choose to go somewhere where you think you can win, I know I'm surprised. Because, hey, Kawhi stopped wanting to win. To be honest, that championship he won in Toronto, he didn't even want to win that championship. He looked into that shit. I think Kawhi stopped wanting to win when he left San Antonio. So if you decide to go somewhere, because when you are healthy and you are motivated, you are still a top 20 player in this game. But nigga, I ain't seen it in like 5 years. So, those some of the outlooks I have in free agency. Those are the players that I think we need to keep our eyes out for and see what happens. And of course, you always got to worry about is anybody gonna make a big trade?
Yeah, I'm not worried about the free agency at all right now. I'll talk about when it happened, but all the speculation, I'll leave it up to Woj when he dropped them bombs, just like we dropped them bombs.
So there ain't no players that if they go somewhere, you thinking they could change somebody's franchise? Like is there anywhere Paul George could go that would make you be like, yo, they can win a championship?
Nah.
What about Kawhi?
Nah.
You think LeBron leave to LA?
Nah.
Hell no.
Okay, cool.
Nowhere.
I mean, those are the big ones, man. Those are the big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about Boston, because they got the same. They gonna stay pat.
Last one. You think the Suns gonna trade KD?
Who cares?
If
I don't care.
If they trade KD, is there anywhere KD can go right now where it's like you gonna look at them as a title contender?
Other than the Lakers or the Golden State, but he's not gonna go to those two teams, or he's not gonna go to Philly either. So
what about Booker? Because they said they might not trade KD, they may trade Booker.
That's the toss up.
Or do you view Booker as a lesser player?
If you're
a lesser player than
okay,
KD.
then don't worry about Booker.
If you're in the Suns' office, you have to trade somebody. Who you trade? Booker or KD?
KD for Booker Younger.
Yeah. All day I'm trading KD because that's what he's known for. He's known for getting used and abused.
And I think
like a hoe.
I think the Sixers are a long shot too for him. For him to go to Philly, I think that's a long shot. I don't know.
But they got pieces to do it, but it's like, but who cares? Like it's out of Boston. We got T Woods, we got the teams that stay packed are gonna be the championship teams. Boston, T Woods, Denver. We got Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? They come back healthy.
OKC.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see them as being a championship team, but they picked up that old guy.
I ain't say Alex. Yeah, that
playoff.
Alex Caruso, they can do something.
They're playoff.
They picked up somebody else too. The old guy.
What old guy they picked up?
That played for that one team. He dropped 40 or something on the people's head.
Which nigga was that?
The white guy in March Madness.
Oh! You talking about that boy from that Colorado, Compton or whatever? Yeah, they picked him up.
Yeah.
Yo, and OKC love them white boys.
OKC about to be a deep playoff run though. I can see.
Hey, guess what? Guess what's going to happen in the playoffs? That old white guy, he gonna have a game where he dropped 30 on somebody's head, and they gonna be like, "Who is this nigga?
Like, who is this old man?"
You know what? He was dropping bombs.
And speaking of dropping bombs, man, we talking about TNT. Oh, damn, I don't get no Dynamo. Okay, I was about to say, man. And then, man, we talking about dropping, man. Some dude, the draft, so everybody knows the draft this year was in New York City. Some fan basically dropped the location of LeBron's lunch. Because apparently, I guess LeBron didn't want to take a photo or nothing. And he said, hey, fuck it. I'm going to blow the spot up. I'm going to drop the location. He's like, yeah, hey, if you in Brooklyn, come out to Aurora or whatever, this restaurant, LeBron right there. You see his car? Those his cars right there, his security. That's some bullshit, man. Like, let people, just because somebody doesn't want to take a photo, people with their family, niggas there to draft. Come on, man. Like, hey, bro, like, hey, what's up, man? Sometimes people ain't got time to take photos, bro. I ain't got no tears for your dumb ass. Leave people alone sometimes, man. Like, it's fucked up.
I got tears, man. To show some motherfucking respect, nigga. Like, we talked about this before, and I'm very consistent. Man, when you're a celebrity, man, when you got the opportunity, you should show love to your fans. Because I've been talking shit about Anthony Mackie the last year. But let me make this clear. LeBron normally show love to the fans. He normally takes pictures. He normally signs autographs. But when he doesn't, it's probably because he's with his family. It's some stuff going on. You know this is draft week. You know he's trying to get Bronny ready. Like, hey man, this one of the few times LeBron could take a picture with you. But guess what though? 9 times out of 10, LeBron does that shit. So don't be no hoe ass nigga talking about, oh, you don't want to take no picture of me. I'm finna drop your location and try to flood the streets or whatever. Because it really don't matter. Because LeBron got that Secret Service security anyway.
It was probably about to whoop his ass.
So he gonna be able to get in and out of there anyway and get back to where the fuck he at. So yeah, man, don't be a hoe ass nigga, man.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears because the reason why he didn't want to take pictures because he was with that hoe Dwayne Wade. He didn't want to be seen with that hoe. That's why he didn't want to take pictures.
But nah, I mean, you notice he was across the street too, though. So that's another thing. Like, yeah, you know, you got good security, man. But moving on. Speaking of people who probably need security, some of these young rappers
and stop posting your location.
And then, like, when you okay, if you don't remember about 2018, there was a string of robberies and murders and drill rappers coming out of Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida. You know how they get down. Them boys wild. They had cousins that were in rival gangs dissing each other. The same way niggas was talking about Old Block and King Von in Chicago, the same shit was happening. People were dissing each other. It's like when people speak about the dead homies and they make a rap. So if you remember what was it, Making My Way Downtown? So there was that one. There was actually a diss, Who I Smoke. So them the same crowd of people, but Julio, you've seen him, basically got taken out, man. I don't know the details of who did it. There's apparently somebody said another rapper was dissing him. They had beef. Maybe he was the one that shot him. I don't know, but
hey, they're saying that Ace Youngin did it, dropped the diss the next day. And that's one of the guys he had. But when you beefing with a whole nother city, especially a city as big as Jacksonville is one of the biggest cities in America, in North America, you know what I'm saying, in the United States. Not North America, but in the United States. When you're beefing with a whole other side of town, like it could be anybody. And then I don't know how he was in Tampa when it happened, but he had a lot of young hoes around him, you know what I'm saying? He a young food, you know what I'm saying? Them young guys, man.
I mean, you see how they got X, man. He was in Miami. They got X Extension. They got him and a whole bunch of other rappers. So I mean, it's crazy, man. Like these young rappers, man. And it's crazy because he had like a 26 spot on like Spotify. It's like I heard his name, but I didn't really hear the song. But it's like when you get the hype and then all of a sudden you turn around this. So I mean, it's sad to see somebody die, but for the situation, that lifestyle y'all portraying and living, I can't have tears for.
I mean, normally I have tears before someone pass away. I ain't got no tears, man. One, you making songs about other niggas that passed away. You're going to get heat. You're going to get attention. You got to be prepared for that. Two, nigga, man, stop dropping your location, man. Like, I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody ass nigga. And I don't like just having my location out there like that. Like when I be on social media and it be like, do you want to share your location or whatever? I'd be like, nah, man. Why do people need to know where the fuck I'm at this particular moment, man? Like some of y'all niggas stop sharing your fucking location, especially when you know it's people out there that mean to do you harm. Like, hey man, his name was Julio Fulio. Nigga, in the words of Rose just a few moments ago, nigga, you was a fool.
Yeah.
Like your name fits. You a fool, bro. You talking about people that's dead and you sharing your location. Like, nigga, y'all really think y'all Al Capone, bro. Some of y'all niggas think y'all untouchable.
Yeah, but he didn't share his location. He was but he was having a party.
He posted they was having a party and he posted he was gonna be at the party or something like that.
Yeah.
So to me, that's sharing your location.
Yeah.
If the location of the party's known.
No, but he didn't. He wasn't the one that shared it. It was somebody else that shared it. But people, he had a lot of people around. He didn't personally share his own location, but he sent it out to some people though. But he didn't share his location. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, man.
But kind of sort of the same thing. But
be smart about how you move when you know you got that attention on you, man.
And then moving on, since we're already on the topic of people passing away, people dying you probably don't know his name, but when I start naming these movies, you'd be like, oh yeah, I've seen that. Bill Cobb just passed away, 90 years old. I'm just gonna drop a few names. These are big movies, not major parts, but big movies. Night at the Museum, Air Bud, The Bodyguard, the old man at the end of New Jack City that took out Nino. Bill Cobbs was in Demolition Man, The Things You Do. So I mean, he's got a long career. Beyond the Law, Trading Places, Enough. So all these movies he's been in, he's been around for a long time.
So what's your thoughts on him, man?
Pretty good actors. Like as soon as I was like, who's Bill Cobbs? As soon as I see his face, I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, he's one of those actors. He's in a lot of fucking movies, even if it's like a small part. Oh, he's the janitor. Oh, he's such and such as dad. Or oh, he's a store owner. He's got a long history. Passed away at 90 years old, man. So I mean, rest in peace, man.
Yeah, I got tears, man. It's not about the movies. He's more of a social, you know what I'm saying, mogul. You know what I'm saying. He was almost like a pimp in his own words. You know what I'm saying. He was always dropping knowledge. He was a knowledge machine, more than an actor to me. You know what I'm saying. When I see his face and hear his name, I think of knowledge that he has dropped on people. You know what I'm saying? He's always spitting facts and dropping knowledge. So I got tears, man, because that's what I see him as. Like he's more of that elderly person that's dropping that knowledge for you and something that to listen to and you can learn from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with Rose. I got tears because in a lot of his movies, man, he's like Morgan Freeman, man. I don't know this nigga to be in a movie and not be an old ass nigga. But to Rose's point, in the movies he was in, he was always say something wise to a younger generation. So, and it would always be something poignant to be like, damn, that's some real nigga shit right there. And I just remember the three movies that I remember him the most from was, of course, New Jack City. But if you've seen People Under the Stairs, like that was a movie that I remember seeing him in. And another movie, for those who know Medgar Evers, he played Charles Evers, Medgar Evers' brother in Ghosts of Mississippi, which is a movie I saw in my younger days, and was a movie that inspired me to learn more about Medgar Evers. So, hey man, that's Black history right there, man. He was always entrenched in the culture. There are certain Black actors, man or woman, that even though they don't have the name of a Denzel or Lawrence Fishburne, Angela Bassett, or Halle Berry, when you look back at their career, they was always in something. Because even in his TV shows, when you look at his TV shows, he was in shows like Good Times and stuff. So it's just you recognize these faces and be like, I don't know his name or her name, but they was part of basically everything in Black culture.
Basically.
So R.I.P.
Yeah, and then moving on, man. We got a crazy but not too crazy 5 Black kids from the age of 5 to about 16 were basically forced to be farm workers living in subpar conditions. One of the kids had sores on their feet. One was locked away in a farmhouse. This white couple in West Virginia was basically found these kids from shelters and homes and foster care and basically were putting them to work. This is a crazy story because they basically had the police had a forced welfare check. They knocked the doors in and everything, and how people are when they're dirty, they're gonna make up a story saying, "Oh, this wasn't it." Plus, they had another house in Seattle or the state of Washington where they were doing the same shit. So they actually think it's part of a bigger human trafficking scheme. But it's it just goes to show you, it's like the episode of Atlanta where them lesbians, it was just 2 white lesbians that had the white kids, and they were basically making them, do work around the house, shit like that, and not treating them well. Man, it's 2024. They're basically saying, hey, these kids, nobody cares about these Black kids. We're going to have our own personal slave house, do some bullshit. But their bond set to $500,000 each. They're not going anywhere. I hope they get the max sentence, man. That's some fucked up shit.
It is, man. Atlanta is the most trafficked city in the country, man. And one of the reasons why is because nobody cares about Black and brown kids. That's just the honest truth. You don't have people when a Black and brown kid goes missing, pounding every door and going on every news station and channel saying, where is this kid at? It is easier to adopt a brown or Black kid than it is a white kid. Like it's easier. Like there's been celebrities like Angelina Jolie who's came out and said, yeah, man, one of the reasons why I got so many brown and black kids because it's just harder to adopt a white kid. It's a reason why you see a lot of, no offense to the gay community, a lot of gay couples, especially gay men who want to have kids, adopt minority kids because it's easier to adopt a minority kid. It's almost like going to the pound. Don't nobody want these puppies over here, but everybody want these puppies over here. So these puppies are more valuable. So you got to go through more to get these puppies, man. So it's sad, man. Like you said, the episode of Atlanta, Jordan Peele, when he dropped the movie Get Out, people found out that movie was inspired from a real situation that was going on where they was harvesting black people organs just a couple of years before the movie dropped. So, this is something you always have to anticipate when people adopt kids. Are you adopting kids because you got so much love to give and you want to give someone a home and something like that and make sure they're treated right? Or are you adopting kids because you see a financial gain from adopting the kids? Whether it's the state or a different agency giving you money for having these kids under your roof, or you feel like you can use these kids for personal labor, or in some sick, sadistic cases, you want to use these kids for sexual purposes or trafficking them yourselves, and no one's going to question about, hold up, Tom and Jerry, didn't y'all just adopt a black kid? Oh, no, we gave that nigga back. But you really sold that nigga on the dark web, which we talked about a couple episodes ago, man. So, hey, man, tears, man.
Yeah, I got tears, but it's not that it's harder to adopt white kids or it's just there's more brown and black kids out there to adopt. So it's so like pretty much it's easier because it's more of them to adopt. So it's like it's a long list that's going around with the young white kids and things like that want to be adopted. But I got tears for it, but it's funny because when people say, hey, you know how people play around, hey, you want to take my kid home? When they ask me that, I say, can they work? So
damn, man.
I kind of feel them to a certain extent because you can't come to my house if you can't work. You got to cut some grass. You gonna be working.
I mean, you at least gonna let them use a shower though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You gonna feed them.
But that's what I'm saying.
You gonna feed them.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. It's kind of funny.
You're not my slave. That's like, no, hell no.
When people ask like, oh, you can take, you know what I'm saying? You see a kid like, hey, what's up? You playing with him? Like, hey, and mama say, did you playing around? But you can take him home. But the first thing to come to my mind is, can he work? If he can't work, he can't come to my house.
Hey, shout out to MGH, man. You remember this story? I hope he get this. Remember that one time we was chilling in your room, man, chilling during the summertime, and Pops came in the back and was like, man, cut the grass. And he was like, hey, I got my friends here. And it was you, me, and Nicole. And Nicole said, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. And I looked at you, we got in the backyard, and your Pops was like, well, this nigga can help you. And he went back in the house chilling. And then you was like, don't worry, man, Bertizzi, I'm going to cut the whole grass. So you cut the whole grass, and I just stood there and just chilly the whole time.
Nigga, you should have went home.
No, you a hoe.
You should have went home, nigga.
Bertizzi the whole of the week.
You should have went home,
It was hot as hell, and it was too far to walk home.
Bertizzi the whole of the
I
week.
did go in the house and bring that nigga some water, though.
Oh, man, just like a hoe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, master. Can MGH have some water, please?
It was like that scene from Pose, man. That was pushing the lawnmower. Man, I'm tired of this. I was like, hey, man, you going to thank me one day, man. And guess what? He grew to be big and strong.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Moving on, man. To it's sad, but it's fucking funny. So it was some gamer from New Jersey. He flew all the way to Florida to attack another gamer. I guess Buddy said, hey, bitch ass nigga, you won't pull up to my house? Say less, playing the game. He said, bet. Hopped the flight on to Florida, pulled up to this nigga's house, and hit him upside the head with a fucking hammer. I got tears of laughter. It's one of the few cases where people say, all right, pull up on me. He took the bait. He took the bait and did that shit.
See, I just got one question. The dude got hit with the hammer. Was he black, white, Asian?
I know the guy from Jersey was Asian.
I know the dude was Asian. Let me keep real with you, man.
Hey, now
stop fucking with these Asians when it comes to video games.
Man, bump all that, man.
They take video games seriously.
This Florida guy dropped his location.
That's what they never said in the article. They never said how he got his location. They just say he hacked them.
Yeah,
because he dropped it.
Because let me tell you why he did that. A lot of these gamers, when they talk shit, they don't be thinking niggas really about that. And that's what I'm saying, man. Stop playing with some of these Asians, bro. They take video games seriously, man. These niggas is warped mentally. Now, had that been a nigga would have said, fuck that shit, I'm gonna get my dick sucked. But some of these Asians, nigga, they take that video game seriously. So, hey, man, shout out to you, whatever your name is, Asian little dude, because the fact that you I think he bought a ticket.
He bought a plane
the
ticket.
Fact you bought a plane ticket, got on the plane,
went all the way
went to a hardware store, bought a hammer in a city that you're not from, went to the nigga house, and said, hey, bruh, it's on site. Hey, nigga, that's the reason why in Vietnam it was hard to kill them motherfuckers.
Nah, man,
them niggas willing to do shit we not willing to do.
Yeah,
no tears.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears in it, but they ain't realer than me.
I don't know, man. He said pull up. He said bet. What the fuck?
Yeah, now where he at? Getting this stuff pushed in. You ever had your stuff pushed in? I have. That's what he said.
hey, I know he can push a hammer to somebody's head. I know that.
Yeah, he gonna be now he's getting this stuff pushed in Florida. And now he was like, dog, it's hot down here too.
Hey, basically on that note, man, y'all gotta stop dropping your locations. Be careful about talking shit online, because
all y'all Florida people, stop dropping your locations. Like, we know y'all in Florida, we know y'all hot, y'all got brain damage and all this other stuff. That's why everybody, we say crazy stuff happened in Florida. All the people are crazy. It's too hot. They got brain damage. That's something beaming on their head. They got brain damage, man. They all slow and pork chops eating.
I like pork chops too, though.
Hey, go to Florida, eat pork chop. You'll be slow too.
But yeah, on that same note, man. Question we always ask, man. Dropping locations and shit. What's wrong with these hoes, Rose? Please tell us.
We gotta depend on what hoes we talking about, because there's a lot wrong with. Because I see these these HANs, you know what I'm saying? These whole ASS ninjas. There's a lot of these people out there, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so we talk about both genders today, man. Going through people's phones, man. It's like, hey, if you have to go through somebody's phone, bro, it's like it's an issue. That's some whole shit to do. It's like, where's the trust? And then also it's like, if they don't want to be there, shit. If you got to do all that, why even be there?
You probably won't know until you're there, but it's. I don't understand why women do it, because like you going through the phone, but you ain't about to do nothing but get mad. And for dudes to do it,
it's even the more, it makes you look like a bitch.
Yeah, it's like, but the thing about it is like, either you gonna be a sucker or you gonna get sucked. So it's like, but why even do it, or why even be with somebody that you gotta even go through all that with? But I understand people choose people that they want to be with that don't need to be with, but if the fact is, if you going through this phone, it's not going to change your perspective of who this person is, or not going to make you do something that's make a decision that you didn't think you was gonna make before you did it. If you still gonna be the same thing, you still gonna be there, then why even do it? It doesn't make any sense at all. Like, you're just hurting yourself.
I agree, Rose, man. Like, if I told you right now that Tupac did not write none of his lyrics, if that does not change your view if he's the GOAT or not, then that information doesn't matter to you. So, like, when you decide to go through someone's phone, I feel like if you find what you was looking for or what you did not want to find, then you need to be able to make a decision. But if all you're going to do is get mad, argue, fuss, and fight, but you still going to be with that person, I feel like, what's the point, bro? Because what you don't know can't hurt you, man. Like, ignorance is bliss. Sometimes it's better just not to even know, man. Like, I've been in so many relationships, and I've never went through a bitch's phone. Because I don't care. I don't want to know. I don't want to go through her phone and see if she's texting another nigga, see no dick pics, and I don't care. Like it don't bother me. If I find out naturally, then I find out. Once I find out, believe me, I let every bitch know. Once I find out, hey man, shit, I'm out.
Act accordingly. It's like,
but I'm not gonna go looking for some shit because at the end of the day, I don't understand the shit. I'm gonna tell you what's crazy to me. Man, when I be seeing situations, and I've had this happen before, man, you got a bitch, y'all have the most amazing day ever. Y'all go out, you take her out, you buy her some shit, you might got her nails and hair did.
Shout out to Spencer.
You take out to eat and shit, you bring her back home, y'all eat good, you might even fuck her, you go to sleep, and for some reason, there's this little voice in this bitch head.
Check his phone.
That says, check this nigga phone. And she checks your fucking phone and wakes your ass up. Bitch, we had the most beautiful day ever. Like, what made you even want to check my motherfucking phone today?
You couldn't wait till tomorrow? Like, damn.
Like, exactly. You want to fuck this day up. And then this is the worst part, sees? The shit she find in the phone ain't even no recent shit. It might be some shit from 2 months ago. So she was actually going through your phone, or she might not even find no like text message. She might just find a pic your homeboy sent of some titties.
Who is Pizza Hut? It's actually fucking Pizza Hut. It's actually Domino's. Like, yes, bitch, I'm fat. I call them motherfuckers on the regular. Who Tito? Who the fuck is Tasha? Nigga, Tasha's is the fucking wing restaurant.
But to the original question or original source of the topic, hey, if you a nigga, I saw Rose post this last week. Man, hey, happy Father's Day happy Mother's Day to all the niggas that go through their bitch's phone. Because if you go through a bitch's phone and you a nigga, you a hoe. That ain't no man shit, bro. That ain't no shit a man supposed to do. If you a nigga, I know you smiling, see, so I don't know if you with that or not. If I'm saying
I'm laughing. Don't call me out,
I'm saying 10 toes down.
Don't call me out,
if you a man and you go through a bitch's phone, use a hoe.
I'm not going through nobody's phone. Nobody's going through my fucking phone. It's my fucking phone.
Because that is whole behavior. That is whole activity. If you a man and you going through a bitch's phone.
I done been through a girl phone before. That don't make me a hoe.
I did pass it to you, or you say, "Let me see your phone."
I just took it and did it. They was asleep, and I did it because I wanted to be funny because they was always going through mine. So I did it.
That's different. You doing that shit out of satire.
The worst.
I'm talking about niggas that going through the phone like a bitch.
The worst shit I would do is probably take somebody's phone and take some bunch of pictures. Some bullshit. Oh, this motherfucker sleep. Look how ugly this bitch is when she sleep.
But other than that, I don't really care about what you got going on because what is that? I'm him.
I agree, man. I'm so confident in myself.
I'm him.
That I'm so confident that I'm that nigga. I can't even imagine you wanting more because I'm so much that nigga.
You might want something else, some more, but it's you might want somebody else to talk to you sweet, or you might want somebody else to pay you compliments. You might want that because I'm him, because I don't have to do that because you're in my presence. That's the compliment for you.
Exactly. You get to enjoy being with me. You get to enjoy laying in my bed, laying up underneath me, and rubbing on my bed and my face and stuff like that. So yeah, when it comes to all of that, man, hey, just leave these people's phones alone, man. You know, because at the end of the day, if you with someone that you even have to go through their phone, you probably shouldn't even be with that person at the end of the day. Like if there's something telling you to go through someone's phone because that trust ain't there, then you probably shouldn't even be with that person at the end of the day, man. Because there should be a level of trust where it's like, man, I ain't got to go through this nigga phone. I ain't got to go through this bitch phone. I feel confident about what they got going on. And it's the last thing I got to say about this, C's. At the end of the day, nobody on this earth, unless you're a Siamese twin, is with somebody 24/7. So once someone leaves your presence, you don't know what the fuck they doing. You don't know what the fuck going on. And most importantly, unless you can read minds, you don't know what's in someone's head. So what is best to do is pay the business that minds you.
Like, stop being CIA agents. Stop working for the FBI. You're not getting paid. If you want to do some research, find out some shit, You and your homegirls. Yes, I'm talking to all the women. You and your homegirls want to open up a private investigation firm. Shit, become a cop. Go work for the FBI, CIA. There's a bunch of agencies. You can get a great fucking job. You want to be nosy. You want to, and then it's like for the men, man, like check both genders. Just checking overall, just checking it. It's like, where's the trust? If you love me, you trust me. If you can't trust me, there's other conversations that need to be had. It's boundaries and other shit. We talk about relationships a lot because, I mean, this is life. This goes in life. It's just like the parent-child relationship is different. You're grown-ass adults. You don't need to be checking behind people. If you got to check behind somebody, it's a problem. And like we said, that's some hoe shit. So, and again, we pose a question. What's wrong with these hoes? Oh, moving on to the last topic, man. All I gotta say, man, is what's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey, C's, have you seen the new Bad Boys movie?
Fucking fantastic. I loved it. It was good.
Who is better than Martin or Will? Yeah, that's a long silence, nigga.
It was some good shit though. Honestly, Reggie was really the GOAT.
I know, but out of them two, who was better, Martin or Will?
Martin had that revamp because everybody was like, "Oh, Martin got fat. He ain't in action." Like they had the whole thing, like the last movie where he was old and he was granddad mode. This nigga came back and was on some good shit. So I would say Martin.
Oh, he got back in shape.
Yeah, and then Will, like Mike Lowry kind of fell out. Like Mike Lowry had to find himself again.
Nigga, Mike Lowry can only be Mike Lowry. Nigga, this nigga like 50 something now.
That's what I'm saying.
When we first met Mike Lowry, he was like 19.
Mike Lowry don't stop being Mike Lowry, but in this movie, there was a minute.
Which movie was that when Mike Lowry got all dressed up in his place, put the jacket on, had the song playing, and Martin said, "What the fuck?" She said, "I like to look nice."
In this one, he went from Mike Lowry to Michael Lowry.
So, real quick question: which Bad Boy movie was your favorite?
Two.
Okay, two's my favorite too. What about you, Rose?
One was the best so far.
One was the best. So speaking of that, man, which show in the 90s is better, man? Martin or Fresh Prince?
My personal favorite, just because it was to me it was funny because like
it's only one answer to this.
Martin. Fuck it, Martin. It was funny.
Why?
It was funnier.
It was just funnier.
It's just straight up funnier, and I'm a fan. Sometimes comedy, like we don't have just straight comedies anymore. Like people like the seriousness and the sitcom, like the drama shit. I just like comedy, like straight up comedy. But Fresh Prince that's like number
Ain't
two.
No but.
No, I'm saying
you picked your pick. Let me pick mine.
All right, Rose.
Fresh Prince was a better show, and it did more for our people than any other show. Than Martin did.
Oh,
it came.
When you get to
it came up.
You jumped and said culturally. You didn't get to say culturally.
Man, I don't care about what you said. Let me finish talking. Like I said, it came out first. It lasted more seasons. It was a family show. Everybody could watch it. It didn't have trans in it, drag queens in it. It was just more. It's just.
You mean that man wearing dresses?
Yeah, trans.
I mean, that's not true.
Well, not trans, but drag queens.
That's not true.
Yes, it was.
There was an episode with Chris Rock wearing a dress.
Yeah, but not the main character.
Nah, the main character, no. The main character never wore dresses. I don't remember seeing Will ever wearing a dress. Not in that episode.
That show.
Yeah, but it was more of you can watch it with your family and your kids. As far as you didn't have to worry about anything else. It came out first. It lasted more seasons. You know what I'm saying? And you can still watch it to this day. The reason Martin got more fame and more calamity because Martin came out the same year Def Comedy Jam came out in '92. So Martin came out and Def Comedy Jam came out. So when Martin did his thing on Def Comedy Jam, it pushed more people to watch the show. when Fresh Prince of Bel-Air came out, it was just Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It was like it was you know what I'm saying? They also had like Family Matters and all those other shows.
They had more competition. And to your point, Will was on the decline from his rap career, so that fame from rap didn't follow the show. Whereas Martin was on the rise from his comedy career, you know, being famous from Def Comedy Jam. So all his fans from that followed him there. Plus, he had made some movies, the House Party movies early in the 90s.
Yeah, so for all that for Will just to come from, I did this, and then plus everybody know word from word the intro song for Fresh Bel-Air.
I was gonna say that, man. I definitely think Fresh Prince got a better intro song.
What has more quotables though?
Which show?
Martin has more quotables. Culturally, comedy wise, it's so much.
Like, why do you think culturally? Do you think Martin's better culturally?
From a comedic standpoint, yeah.
No, culturally for black people.
Culturally, I will say the Fresh Prince had more of those like family oriented themes, and you know it did a lot for black media, black culture. Yeah, it had a lot of those moments, and it introduced like both shows introduced a lot of stars. They had a lot of cameos. Both shows. Fresh Prince probably had a lot more because I mean we're talking about young Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle, fucking one of my favorite actors. Don Cheadle, D.L. Hughley, just name the list. Queen Latifah.
Man, Fresh Prince had Alfonso Varela. He can't even do another show because
everybody think he Carlton.
Everybody think he Carlton. He can't even act no more.
And we forget how good of an actor, renowned actor Uncle Phil was. Like he had stuff before Fresh Prince that, you know, in the theater wise, like he was considered a legend. And he was the voice of Shredder from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
You know? Hey man, for me and C's had this conversation a couple years ago. It's Fresh Prince. I think it's a better show. It's funnier because I love Martin, but I feel like the Martin show is Martin. Like, and that's why it's called Martin. Yeah. Like, Martin has to be the star. Fresh Prince, Will they have to be the star every episode. There was episodes Uncle Phil was the star. There was episodes Ashley was the star. There was episodes I can't think of a name, but Parsons, the light skinned girl.
Karen Parsons.
Yeah, Karen Parsons. She was the star. There was episodes where Aunt Viv was the star, not the light skinned Aunt Viv, the dark skinned
real Aunt Viv.
You know, and then to your point, there was episodes Alfonso Ribeiro was definitely the fucking star.
Man, they still making commercials with the Butler.
Yes.
To this day.
And Jeffrey. Yeah,
to this day.
There was definitely episodes where Jeffrey was like funny as hell. Like the whole cast was essential to Fresh Prince. And to your point about the cameos, man, you had people like Tyra Banks, Pam Grier, like Jay Leno, Oprah, and these are motherfuckers that were stars. Queen Latifah, Tom fucking Jones,
Bad Vivica Fox, Me Alone, young Me Alone.
Y'all forget the episode where, you know, Karen Parsons posed Playboy. Guess who was in the episode? You fucking Hefner was in that episode. And Kareem. And not to mention, man, bro, Fresh Prince just had better bitches. Like, Will always had a bad bitch. Always. Robin Givens, Nia Long, he just always. There was an episode where he was tied up in a cabin, and it's like 10 bitches who done did it because he done fucked all of them. Martin had one bitch. And don't get it twisted. Tisha Campbell's bad. Well, was bad. She look fucked up now. But guess what? Nia Long still look good. Nia Long still look good. And guess who had her first? Will had her first. Will had her first.
What came out first? Fresh Prince or South?
We talking about TV shows, nigga.
I'm saying though, you had it first.
And then
Will Smith came out. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air came out in 1990. It lasted 6 years or 7 years.
By the time Nia Long was on there,
it lasted 7 years. It came out in 1990. Just think about it. It came out in 1990. Martin didn't come out until 1992. At the same year, Def Comedy Jam came out in 1992. Martin lasted 5 years.
And if you watch the reunion, they talked about this. They talk about how every Wednesday or whatever, before they air the show, they would get the new Jordans
and
Fresh Prince.
And also, it's so tough. They remade it.
And Will was so fly the way he dressed. Nigga, you wanted to dress like Will on Fresh Prince. Like the way he dressed was fly.
Man,
Like
couldn't
Will
nobody
had game.
dress like him?
Nobody could, but you wanted to. Like I felt like I could dress like Martin, but Will was just always fly, and he always had lines that you'd be like, man, I'm gonna try that line with the honey.
Yeah, because he was in fucking Bel Air. What you mean?
But then to Rose's point, in terms of culturally, there was just too many episodes, man. That meant like the episode where Will cries about his daddy, like why he don't want me. Like that was a big episode in the black community because there's a lot of young black men that could identify with that. Uncle Phil being the uncle that was the father figure, that's a big moment. But when the fact of black people getting money and trying to do something better for themselves, there was an episode where Uncle Phil had to be reminded where he came from because he was embarrassed by how he grew up. That's something that happens in the black community. The episode where he got pulled over by the police. Like, there was just too many fucking episodes that literally was like, yo, this is black culture. And one of my favorite episodes with Carlton was literally when they tried to join the black fraternity. And literally they said he wasn't black enough. We still have this conversation in 2024. What does it mean to be black in America? Is this person black enough? Because this person has money, because this person likes this kind of music, because this person dresses this way, are they black enough? They was having that conversation in the 90s, and that's still a conversation that's relevant to that. You know, so culturally, hey man, Fresh Prince was like ahead of his time.
Yeah, man. And only show that's probably messing with Fresh Prince culturally as far as black folks is Family Matters. And y'all know
maybe the Cosby Show.
And the Cosby Show too. The Cosby Show
Different
too.
World Cosby Show was just different.
But you know, Different World was a spinoff of the Cosby Show.
Yeah, so you got to put it together.
And then you also know Family Matters was a spinoff of
Three's Coming Out. It was a show back in the day because the mom was an elevator. She was an elevator
with nothing but white folks.
Yeah, with nothing but white folks.
So it was a spinoff of that. So it was like
Fresh Prince was original.
Yes. So it was like and Cosby Show was original too, though. So,
yeah, Cosby was original. That was all Bill.
Yeah, that was, but it
minus the record.
You know what I'm saying? No Cosby, but Cosby Show was before its time, but it was more fantasy.
Yeah,
and Will Smith show was fantasy too, but it dealt with real life. Even though the Cosby Show dealt with real life situation,
I think they both fit their time.
The Fresh Prince was a little bit more gritty.
They fit their times because it's like you're going.
Malcolm from the Cosby Show, he was a ladies' man, but not Will. Like they really didn't touch on sex and certain stuff the way Fresh Prince did.
Yeah, like what? Because with the Cosby Show, it was more like
clean cut.
It was like dog. Both mom's a lawyer. Dad's a doctor, you know.
It kind of
stayed on the brownstone.
It kind of pushes it though, because it's like they fit their times. It's like you had to have the Cosby Show before we even think about, the Fresh Prince, because it's like they're both kind of out there. Because it's like how many people got an uncle that lives out in California?
Don't get twisted. Yeah, we got to respect Bill Cosby for what he did for black people. Because if he don't do what he do, we can't do what we did in the 90s.
Yeah, because the Cosby Show was that.
Yeah, my point
it was that. But I'm saying, what I was trying to say was like the Cosby Show. It was more of fantasy than reality. Like with the Fresh Prince, it showed a lot of reality. Like oh yeah, even though my uncle is the top chief judge in Bel Air, I'm still going through this type of stuff. Like in the Cosby Show, they didn't really go through a lot of stuff other than stuff that happened in the family.
Yeah, it was more like you see, like one's more family oriented, like really focused on like family, like hey, regular life, and then Fresh Prince kind of for the times, and it's like you going from the 80s to the 90s, shit changed, but kind of outside the box.
But 80 to the 90s, when it came out in the 90s, that's pretty much the 80s.
Yeah, and then like I said, and to Rose's point, they touched on issues that they didn't want to touch on Cosby Show, like the episode where Will gave Carlton pills or whatever. It kind of touched on drugs a little bit.
Yeah,
there was even the episode I never forget. Speaking of Carlton again, where he thought he got a girl pregnant because I guess he just kissed the girl, then found out that he never had
Someone's
sex with
been
a girl.
bumping around the town. Someone's been bumping around.
But hey, man, that touched on sex though. Like, yo, bro, you gotta actually have sex with these bitches, man.
And I think wasn't she the same girl from Family Matters?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it just kind of just shows like, hey, man, these are some of the things that's going on in the community. And that's why I think Fresh Prince is like, to your point, Rose, they was able to reboot it to Bel-Air because, hey, we was already touching some of the shit in the 90s. Now we're going to reboot it and we're going to touch on this shit, but we're going to even make it even darker though, which is like Martin. Martin was cool. Martin was great. I'm not going to disrespect Martin all. I love Martin. But it just, culturally, it just seemed like Martin was just a show.
It was a joke.
It didn't seem like to be honest, my two favorite episodes of Martin, in fact, my three favorite episodes. One is the Tommy Davidson one where they at the radio station. The second one is the Nino Brown with the fake dog shit, where he get the dog to jump on the niggas, when he got the dog, when he holding the dog.
I like the Tommy Hearns one.
Yeah, and then the third one was the Michael Jackson one when he was talking shit about Michael Jackson and they had a fake Michael Jackson come and beat his ass up. But like as far as like was there episodes that I remember where it's like Martin went through some shit that I could identify racially. Like the most I could identify with Martin was the fact of you kind of did not grow up in the best area. You kind of didn't have a high paying job. Y'all was kind of all
But he was the man though.
He was the man. And the most identifiable thing was your best friend didn't have a job. I was like, yeah, man.
Well, he really did have a job. That was the running joke. And it kind of goes to like Martin had a lot of those comedic tropes going back to like the 70s.
But no, Martin was not real life.
And that's why I'm saying from a comedic standpoint, like people don't remember Martin was an HBO show originally. So it was like the time slot it was on, it was originally supposed to be on HBO. But they moved it to Fox Network. So it's like the time it came on. So it was like,
and that's another thing that's why I was telling y'all like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was a family show. Like Martin, people didn't grow up watching Martin.
You did.
No, you didn't.
We weren't supposed to be watching it, but we watched it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I did. I grew up watching Martin.
So Martin came out in 1992. You grew up watching Martin.
97, 98, 2000.
It was over in 97.
Yes, guess who's watching reruns?
I grew up watching the reruns.
Exactly. You grew up watching the reruns. You didn't grow up watching Martin.
Basically, to me, it was new to me. That's shit. Same shit.
You didn't grow up watching Martin. You grew up watching the reruns.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't grow up watching either show.
And then the same thing. I know y'all did. The same thing with the Fresh Prince.
But
I always gravitated to Fresh Prince.
But you can watch Fresh Prince with your family. You can watch Fresh Prince with your family.
I agree.
What I'm trying to tell you is,
I watch Martin with my family too, though.
Like I just said,
I ain't gonna lie. My family, we need more than Fresh Prince.
Like I just said, like when I was growing up, when both the shows came out, I was old enough to watch both the shows. We did not watch Martin in the home.
Martin was more edgy.
You did not watch Martin. You did not watch Martin until you was a teenager or something.
To be fair, when you got an episode where a nigga says GTD, what that mean? Get the drawers, and then he pulls out some panties. Bro, you can't watch that with the family now.
I'm saying though.
You're not watching it.
It's funny.
What your mom say when he put on the panties? What your mom say?
We're not watching. We was laughing.
You ain't answering what your mom said.
We was laughing.
You're not watching Martin when you're 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old.
We laughing, man. But I mean,
you're not watching that. You're watching Martin when you turned 11 or 12, 13.
You can't say Martin wasn't funny.
I never said it wasn't.
It was hilarious.
I never said it wasn't.
To play that many characters, he brought it back from what a lot of the shows used to do. A lot of comedians. So it's like for him to have that sitcom, it's a lot of quotables, a lot of stand-ups you see still. You see, like culturally, you still see Martin. You see it in all these skits, all these movies. Culturally, Martin.
And you know where Martin came from? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because it was out 2 years before it happened.
It had nothing to do with him.
Yes, it did.
These are characters he grew up with, and it just goes to show you like comedy is life.
Man.
But to be fair to Martin though, and if you ever listen to like comedy documentaries, a lot of comedians, what happens is if you take some of their early stand-up bits, they turn that into TV shows. And that's all Martin did.
Yeah.
If you listen to some of his early stand-up shit, he turned it to the Martin Show. Whereas Fresh Prince was completely created by Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
Like that just came out of his mind. Like if you watch the reunion, like he was at Will Smith was at a party with Quincy Jones. They was drinking. Quincy was like, "Hey, you want to be part of the TV show?" He said, "Yeah." "Where you from?" "I'm from Philly." "Don't you live in LA now?" Your main character gonna be from Philly. He gonna go to LA, and and then he said, "Can you go in the room for 5 minutes and make some shit up?" And Will said, "I don't know what the fuck to do." He went in the room, came back in front of some white people in Quincy, because Quincy lived on snow bunnies, and made some shit up. And Quincy started laughing. And next thing you know, they got a TV show. Like they just made some shit up because they was drunk doing cocaine one night.
Yeah,
that's Hollywood. That's old Hollywood.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing like, you know what I'm saying, the Fresh Prince. You know what I'm saying, because when even with Bad Boys, they said that I don't think they said that either one of them wasn't supposed to be on it.
Will Smith, because Martin already had it.
Yeah,
they wanted someone else, but Martin kept telling them no. Will's the guy.
So even with Bad Boys, when you watch Bad Boys 1, who was the person that's carrying the movie?
I'm real. If you asking me who to me is carrying the first
Mike
two Bad Boys, to me it's Martin. Martin's character is hilarious.
It's
Martin's
those moments he had, he was like, "What the fuck?" Like when the dude pulled out the gun, he was like, "What the fuck?"
Like I said, who was the main character?
To me, Martin was the funniest character throughout the book.
I didn't say the funniest. Who was the main character?
To me, Martin.
Who was the main character?
It's the duo.
Will, but
Will,
but it's the duo. It's the duo. But
Will the main character.
To me, Martin was. I'm telling you my opinion. To me, Martin was.
Okay, so I'm just saying. I'm just. I heard something.
Yeah, I feel like I heard something too. And that was Martin trying to tell you, it's me, nigga.
No, it's like it's like I heard this.
Nigga, that was my movie, nigga. What you mean?
Yeah, that was my movie, nigga. I did that shit.
I can tell you.
The first two movies ended the same way. The first one was nigga, that's how you drive. Then the second one, nigga, that's how you shoot.
Okay, so
who was the nigga driving? Who was the nigga shooting?
Okay, so
Martin.
So like, when I tell you this, you be like, okay. So when the movie start off, who called in?
Damn, Will call.
All right, that's it. Final thoughts.
Because
final thoughts.
Because he got better whips.
No, the final thoughts. It's who. That's what I'm saying.
Martin.
Final thought.
Martin. To play
movie 3. Who was it about?
Hey man.
Who was it about?
Before we close it out, I want to ask y'all.
The white girl. Or the new team. It was about them white folks.
It's about Will.
It was about them white folks.
It's about Will and his
son.
The
whole new team.
It's about Will and his son.
So before we close it out, I want to ask y'all a final question.
Who was Martin trying to be in part 2? Who was Martin trying to be?
Will was trying to be Martin too.
No, who was
They both was trying to be each other.
No, I'm trying to be Mike Larry.
We're gonna forget the scene where Martin laying on top of the dead bitch with the big titties.
Mike Larry.
And then he take the X pills.
Like I said, Mike Larry.
So anyway, though, I do want to ask y'all a final question because we're talking about 90 TV shows. So let's wrap it up real quick. Yo, an underrated black TV show from the 90s.
Rock, definitely Rock.
What was that?
An underrated show from the 90s.
Like a show that you just feel like don't get the love it probably should get.
I can't think of nothing off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? Rock is a good one. I don't know. I know I watched Family Matters. I watched
you can say Family Matters. Like it is,
but it's not underrated though.
It doesn't get talked about like Cosby Show and Fresh Prince and Martin.
But it's not underrated though. That was TGI Friday.
Underrated is defined how you define underrated.
That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like that was underrated.
Okay. So what's it? So
I can't think of that right now. You know what I'm saying? You caught me off guard with that one.
And I would agree with C's. I tell them all the time, man.
Yeah.
Like, I remember watching Rock back in the day, and like some of the scenes from Rock was culturally important, man.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they had the drug deal and the trash man had to work together. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I say Rock. That's what I'm saying. Rock was a good one. Like, but other than me just naming something off the top of my head, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
So, hey y'all. So closing thoughts, man. C's.
Man, both shows are great. Martin, you don't get too many people being able to play multiple characters. A lot of go back and watch some clips. I'm telling you, you see the clips all over TikTok. Both shows got them. Both shows in syndication, internationally known. Martin's my personal favorite. The shit was hilarious. I'm just a big fan of comedy, but not even but in addition to Fresh Prince, it's a great show. So I mean, you can't make a wrong choice with this shit. That's just my personal.
They both A-list shows, in my opinion, man. Like this is like saying, man, you know, LeBron or Jordan, man. Like it's really not a wrong choice, man, because they both just that elite.
You know? Oh, we know the answer to that one. You can actually make a definitive.
You mean Kobe or Jordan?
Oh, Kobe or Jordan.
But we know the answer to that one too.
They both just that elite.
We still know the answer to that one.
At the end of the day, though, man, Fresh Prince, man, what it meant for the culture, what it did for like black families, and it allowed you to watch the show with your whole family, and it was just something you could talk about with your friends when you went to school. Like Fresh Prince was amazing, man. But the overall though, black TV shows from the 90s, we got to try to bring that kind of atmosphere back. We got to try to bring shows like Different World, Family Matters, Rock, Martin, The Cosby Show, Fresh Prince. We got to bring that atmosphere back to where we are now on the mainstream.
Yeah, they have them, but they're not on mainstream. They're on streaming services now. Because they have Miss Pat, you know what I'm saying? They have
half of them shits be whack, though.
Miss Pat's not whack.
Miss Pat's a decent show, and she talking about some tough issues.
You know what I'm talking about? The Mike Epps show that's on Netflix. You
know,
the
Upshaws.
The Upshaws. You know what I'm saying? They have them. They're not on. They're not on main TV. You know what I'm saying? They're not on air, but they're on the streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got to say, man. So it's all about you got to pay that money to watch them. But that makes it whack though, because everybody can't watch it.
Man, the words of Evan Rakim, y'all. Peace.
Yeah, man. We in traffic, man. Catch us at the next light. And I'm back quiet.